Welcome, this is Jennifer McGuire and I'm glad you're here. Today I'm sharing with you a closer look at a really creative new release from Waffle Flower and also how to create this shaped layered card. Now I don't do product release close-up videos very often anymore. However, I really liked the products in this release. I thought they were really creative and had some fun new ideas. So even if you aren't shopping, I find looking at these products very inspiring. And then stay tuned to the end where I share how to create this shaped card. It's really fun to do. So one of the reasons I really like Waffle Flower is the owner, Nina, who has a giant heart. She is really good about supporting artists and using their illustrations for her stamp sets. Therefore, these artists get a really great opportunity, but also she has a lot of variety in her product line because many different artists are involved. I really think that's nice and makes her products stand out. So today there's a nice mix. I'll save my favorites for last and then we'll create the card. Throughout the video, I'll also be talking about other videos that have techniques that will work with specific products, and I will link to those videos below in my description next to the product link, hoping that inspires you to try some things. Okay, so here we have the first product. This is the Waffle Flower Crocus Stamp Set. I like that this is a large, complete image that you can stamp right there on a card and it fills it nicely. This would be great for techniques where, say, you do a white heat embossed image and maybe ink blend over it, or you could take the time to color the image. Now, one of the other things I like about Waffle Flower products is the dies are really well thought out. See those little tiny cutouts the die creates in the openings? So it's not just one solid piece. It allows those little tiny areas to be cut out too. So she does a really good job making sure that it's cut just right. Now what I thought would be fun with this, it would be to stamp and color the image and die cut it and then put it on a slider pop-up card. See this gnome card here? I have a video showing how to do that. I'll link it below. When it's closed, it looks like that, but then when you pull it, the image pops up. And I thought it would be neat to do the crocus so that when you pull it, see how it would pop up and really be the focal point doing something fun on a card. So it's amazing how you can take two very different styles, but do the same technique with them. Next up, we have the Hopeful Girl, and this again is a stamp set and a coordinating die is available. Keep in mind, you can buy her stamps together with the dies or with the dies separately. So you have two options, and I'll link to both below. Now this one, I really like that little floral piece on the bottom. You can put different things with that. And you can actually put the little girl kind of tucked into that floral piece. I really like this sentiment. It's very encouraging, which I think we all need right now. And again, those dies cut out those tiny nooks and crannies so that you can get a really nice cut image. Now, of course, you could stamp and color this, but I thought it would be neat if you white heat embossed it on vellum and put it over a colorful background. Have the little flower image on the bottom, the little girl in the center, and a sentiment at the top. And again, I will be linking in my description below to this video idea that I thought would work with it. It's a video all about creative ways to use vellum on your projects, and a lot of the techniques are quicker than ones where you would do a lot of coloring. I was really excited to see this next combo. This is the Waffle Flower Oversized Hope. One reason I was excited about it is the word hope is something I think we really need right now, and it's perfect for encouragement cards. Also, I make a lot of encouragement cards with just hello or thinking of you, and this gives me a different option. You can build up different sentiments with the stamp set, such as hope you have a great day, hope you feel better soon, hope you find peace and comfort, there's always hope. So a lot of different messages can be built with that stamp set. I also like the oversized nature of this. I've been using a lot of the other Waffle Flower oversized sentiments. I've been using hello, love you, hugs. I used heart in my last one. So it's good to have more options. Also, that little praying girl from the last stamp set, I thought that fit nicely with the Hope die cut too. So I'm hoping to create a card with that very soon. So as I mentioned, I've been using a lot of the oversized words from Waffle Flower in the past. Here's an example where I used hello. So you can see how using an oversized word like this, hope, will fill a card nicely, and you can just have a fun inky background with it. For this card, I had an alcohol ink background and a simple gold die cut. Next up, we have the Waffle Flower Carrying Hands Stamp Set. I really like this idea because it can be used in many ways. First, you have the praying hands and the fingers crossed, so you can do good luck cards or praying for you cards. Then there are the hands that look like they're holding something, so you can have the two hands and maybe a heart in between. There are also coordinating dies available. But the two images I'm most excited about are the ones in the middle. So this one over on the right, you can make it look like it's holding a balloon. So you could have a balloon string in between the fingers. And the one over on the left, you can put other things in the hand, maybe a flower or a greeting. It's fun to make these work with other products that you have. They also put out this stamp set of sentiments that goes with those carrying hand images. So you could use them together separately, but it has lots of great sentiments in it. I like the style of these with the letters kind of spaced differently. I feel like a lot of my sentiments look the same, so these are fun. I like the "You are in my prayers." Take care, my friend. Take care is one of my favorite sentiments, and I don't see it often in stamp sets. Now, they've had a stamp set like this in the past with the different sentiments. You can see on this one where it says "Sending Love." These type of stamp sets are great as a supplement to like a larger cursive or script style sentiment. So it's fun to combine with other sentiments you have. Okay, next up we have this awesome Waffle Flower Lighthouse stamp set. I like the simple images in this that you can use to build a scene, and I'll show you a stencil that can help with that scene. There are also wonderful sentiments in here such as "Miss You" and "With Deepest Sympathy." Now, I am a fan of these stamp sets with coordinating stencils, and this is a good example. So you could use the stencil alone to create an inky scene of a lighthouse, with some water and some rocks. But using it with the stamp set, you can see it is perfectly designed to match. In this stencil set, there are the masks included, so you can use the little cutout pieces to mask your stamped images. And even the littlest details, like inking in the lights on the lighthouse, are included on the stencil. So stencils are wonderful because the price point is very good, and it allows you to make a really wonderful layered looking card without the layering if you like one layer cards. Now this image is from Waffle Flower. There's an example of how you can create an inky scene with this. In that case, they did a little reflection on the water, which I think is really cool too. Many ways you can use this, and I hope to use it soon. So masking stencils are very popular right now, and here is a great one. It's a Spotlight Oval Stencil, and Waffle Flower does it really well. See all those marks, those lines in the stencil? That's to help you center it on a variety of different size pieces or cards, which I think is really helpful. Sometimes you can make an oval go wonky, like a little bit off center. This allows you to get it just right, and it'll stand out better on your card. And the centerpiece is included, so if you want to get creative with masking, you can. Now I have a few different Sunburst stencils in my collection. I really like them because it's a great way to pull your eye to the focal point at the center of your card. What I like about this one is the center point is tiny. See how it's just that tiny circle there? So you can put something on it and not see the circle anymore. So for example, you could put a heart right at the center and it just looks like it's radiating from the heart. Here I had this tiny turtle, so you can put anything tiny at the center and really make it the focal point. So I think it's a great design for that. You can also mask off the different rays and do them in different colors. Next up, we have some layering die sets, and I really like these. This is the Waffle Flower A2 Lacy Layers Die. Now this is a combo die set. It's really cool. So the biggest die is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it cuts a rectangle with faux stitching on the inside edge. The next largest die is a scallop rectangle with a pierce pattern on it. And those dies alternate. So you can get a fun layered look, or you can use them separately. I like that the two styles are included in the one set. And by the way, Waffle Flower has a lot of great basic stacking dies too. They really think it out well and get all the sizes included. So if you're looking for that kind of thing, Waffle Flower is a good place to go. Okay, now along the same lines of this lacy look is a circle die set. This is really cool. The largest circle is 5.5 inches, so you can make circle cards. I just use square envelopes, or you can use a 5x7 envelope if you make a 5-inch circle card. I really like that center die. It looks like a flower with the piercing on it. So again, these dies alternate between a solid circle with the faux stitching on the inside edge and a scallop circle with the piercing. Love all the details in these. A simple card would be to use these large circle dies and alternate between them and layer up some colors kind of off center on the bottom corner of a card, and then to put a sentiment there. You could build up a rainbow or whatever color combo you want and use up some of those scraps. Okay, next we have the oval. The largest oval die is 4.25 by 5.5, so you can cover a card with that or make a shaped card, which I'll show you in a little bit. Once again, these alternate between the solid die with the faux stitching and the scallop die with the piercing. Wonderful for layering and adding a lot of detail. I've been doing oval elements more often on my cards because they allow me to put more in the stamped area, and this combo right here I really like. Okay, now for some other dies. This one's a great one. I love using leaves on my cards. I always have. I feel like it's an element that can be used with flowers I have or alone and can be used for a variety of occasions. So this leaf set has the dies that cut the solid leaves and the dies that cut the outline leaves. You can layer them together or use them separately. It's a nice basic style leaf so that it matches up with a bunch of different styles of flowers or other images you may have. Now what I would like to do is use up some of my pattern papers, and I would cut the leaves, the solid leaves, from pattern paper and the outline from a cardstock that matches, and then do kind of like a background of all leaves, just kind of putting them right up next to each other, maybe a rainbow, but it'd be a great way to let that pattern paper shine through, but then you would have the outline to give it a little bit of definition. You will definitely be seeing me use this die set in a future video. I think it's a great one. Okay, now for alphabet die sets. I get a lot of questions about what alphabet die sets I recommend because they are an investment, so you want to make sure you get really good ones that can be used for a variety of things. So I'm going to show you 3 from Waffle Flower. 2 of them are new, and I'm hoping that maybe it gives you kind of an idea of what would work for you. Now this retro one, I like a lot, and I'm actually going to use it on my card today. The reason, it's a great font that would work with a variety style of cards, and the shadow dies are included, which is always a big win for me. So if you have a busy background and you want your letters to stand out more, you could cut the shadow from white cardstock or even vellum, and that would allow it to stand out. Here's what the letters look like without the shadow, and I really like the style of this. I feel like it has a little bit of softness to it, but it is basic, so it could work with many different cards. This is a good one that I would recommend, but I'm going to show you some other options too. And the tall letters in this set are about 1 inch tall, so you can get the sizing. And I forgot to mention, this white cardstock piece that's here throughout the video, it's 4.25 by 5.5, so that you can kind of get a size reference with the different products I'm showing. Now here is another alphabet die set. It's about 1 inch tall once again. It's not new, but it's also from Waffle Flower, and I thought I'd include it if you're looking for a very basic font. This is a nice clean cut font. All of the letters are 1 inch tall, and the nice thing about this is the numbers are included. So say you want to do like a happy 9th birthday or something, the numbers are in the set. This one would be fun to do like a background of striped cardstock pieces, so cardstock strips, and then die cut the letters, and you could have little multicolor letters. This one's easy to use because all of the letters are the same height, so you can line it up very easily. You know, the stuff like alphabet dies, it's a personal preference, so I like to show a few different options in hopes that it helps you find something that might work for you. Okay, another new alphabet set from Waffle Flower is the Tower Outline Alpha Die. I've been really enjoying using narrow, tall letters lately because you can fit longer words across your card. Now this die set cuts those little letters, which are about 1.25 inches tall, I believe, And there are the shadow dies. So again, you have that option of doing the layering if you want to. So this has a completely different look, but if you like to put longer words on your card, this is a good option. Also, if you like to put little sentiment strips on top of your die cut words, this is a good option too because they are a bit taller. Now, before we move on to a new category, I did want to show these two stamp sets that came out in a previous Waffle Flower release. They've been sitting on my desk waiting to get used, and I really wanted to show them in this video because I think they're well done. On the left, we have Sending Love stamp set. It has lots of sweet sentiments that are great for sending out those thoughtful cards. I've been doing a lot more of those, and I know you guys are too, so I thought I'd share it. I like the Love and Thanks, Wish I Was There, With Much Love, Take Good Care, which I'm excited to see, Just Because, and Sending Lots of Love. So these are nice because they're nice and compact, so you can easily put them on a card wherever you want. Some of them would even work great on a small die cut circle. Here is the Tender Thoughts stamp set. I've been having to do more sympathy and get well cards lately, and these have a lot of different options. Sometimes I don't like to just go to the basic sympathy sentiment, and these have, this set has many different options included in it. There are also those small Taking Care and Love You More that are great for those small die cut circles, which I like because you can just add that on a card wherever you want. Okay, the next category is the Stitchable Dies from Waffle Flower. Most of these came out in August, and I've been doing a lot of stitching since then. I actually created some patterns that Waffle Flower turned into printables, so I really need to get that video done. I've been working on it since August, but I hope to soon. But anyways, Waffle Flower has these stitchable dies. There's the rectangle, square, circle, and heart. And it has that fun pinked edge, which you could cut off if you want to, but I really like the look of it. They are really easy for creating fun patterns. You could just do stripes, whatever you want. They have tons of free guide downloads on their website, which I recommend checking out. And again, I'll share mine soon too. Well, now they have this stitchable pinking oval here, which fits nicely on a card, so I'm excited to start doing some stitching with that. I'll share what I come up with over on Instagram. They also have these oval embroidery hoop dies now that line up nicely with it, and I'll show you a closer look at those in a moment. But if you like to do stitching on cards, I warn you, it's very addictive and it's very therapeutic. These are some great options. Also, this has been out for a while now. This is the Waffle Flower Stitched Sentiments. I'm excited to have some sentiments meant to go with stitch pieces, such as thinking of you with each stitch. Thank you so much. So glad to be your friend. Some of these sentiments have like a stitching feel to it, so when you stamp it, it looks like it's stitched. So I'm really excited to have this collection of stitchable products. And again, Waffle Flower has loads of patterns you can use. So when I use those dies, I just cut them from heavyweight white cardstock and do my stitching. But if you want to try stitching and not buy the dies, they do sell these perforated pinking shapes. There is a rectangle, square, circle, and heart included in the set, already cut, ready to stitch. And there's even a pattern on the back. So if you want to try out stitching but don't want to jump into the dies, this is a great option. It's also pretty handy because it's already cut, all the holes are popped out, it's ready to go. Now let's look at those oval dies a little closer. This is new. This is the Waffle Flower Oval Embroidery Hoop Die Set. It has the 3 different sizes, and the largest one lines up with that new stitchable oval die that I showed you. These are really fun and can be used with or without the stitching dies. Now, if you do have stitching dies like me and make a bunch of the pieces, you get those little white dots everywhere. Here is a way to get them out easily. This is from Waffle Flower. It's the piercing panel, which I've used in videos as a fun background. It just is pierced dots. You can lay your stitchable die cut on top and just rub over it, and it pops out all of those little white dots. It works wonderfully. I like to use a cloth to do so, and after like 30 seconds, all of the dots are out and you can get to your stitching. Then you can use that background die for a fun background die cut. Okay, let's create a card. We'll do this oval card here, and this features my favorite of the new Waffle Flower products, and I'm saving it for now. This is the Spring Blooms. There is the stamp set. It's 4x6. It has that large image and additional small images. And then the stencils that you get in the combo, and these are used to color in that big floral image. You'll see me use them in a moment. There's also a coordinating die available if you want, and it even cuts out those nooks and crannies. This is one of those well thought out combos where you can use the products together to create something amazing very quickly. So I like to start with the inking over the stencil first. Now there are little engraved marks on the stencil to show you how to line it up. So I have a piece of white cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, lining it up with the guidelines and taping it on the back. It even has numbers and I think even suggested colors engraved on the stencil to make it really easy to do. You can use any inking tool and any inks over this. I'm using my Gina K brushes along with Hero Arts and Pink Fresh Studio inks. Whatever you like, go for. I just wanted colors that were bright and cheerful. So over this one, I just applied some lemon yellow and then a little bit of butter bar. I like to do 2 colors, one light, one dark, and just put the darker color along one edge or towards the center of the openings. This creates a little bit of variation in the flowers so that they're not all solid one color. That's one of the fun things about stenciling. This makes it very easy to do, and you can create a really colorful piece. If you wanted to, you could even ink each of these openings a different color to have even more colors of flowers. Once you're done, you can wipe it clean, and now we'll move to the next area. So this one stencil has 2 areas on it. Again, line it up with the guidelines. Sorry, my big old head gets in the way here, but I need to be able to see to line it up. And then we can apply a different ink over this. This time I'm using some Pink Fresh Peach colored inks. Once again, a light color and then just a little bit of a darker color. You can see how I kind of come in from the edge with my brush to add that bit of darker color. And by the way, for today's card, I'm just doing inks, but you could do Versamark ink over this and then do heat embossing. You could do glitter paste, anything you want. All right, now we're in with the third part of the stencil. This is simple, it's just greens. Again, I'm using a light and a dark green. These are from Pink Fresh Studio. Once I'm done, I can wipe that clean. Now this last part, this stencil area on the right, it's actually 2 sections. So you're going to have to mask off with some tape with these, but it allows you to get in and do more detailed, colorful flowers. So this time I'm lining it up with the top here. I'll put some tape down along that top edge and along those flowers on the bottom. So now I can just ink these up. This time I'm using Hero Arts Bubblegum Pink, and I actually only used the 1 color this time, but put the ink heavier in some areas than others. Okay, now we'll shift this up, and we have our last little collection of flowers. It's really easy to line up, and I think there is a guide on the packaging that you can follow, but there is definitely a guide on the website. This time I'm using Passion Flower from Hero Arts for a purple flower. Now you could have done each of these flowers a different color using a small blending brush. That would have been beautiful. I mean, a really gorgeous rainbow look, but I was going for a quick demonstration of this, and I just am crazy about the results. Okay, now it's time to do the stamped portion. I'm using my MISTI stamping tool because it makes it easier, but you can use an acrylic block if you prefer. So I'll stamp this with Versamark ink and then gold heat emboss. Now, a lot of people have been asking why folks use a tool to press down on their MISTI. When you have large images, it's helpful in getting good ink coverage and easier on the hand. Now, this is the Debby Tool. My Kathy Zilski, a good friend of mine, swears by it. I'm excited to have one. It's beautiful, definitely beautiful. And man, is it easy to press around with the handle. Sometimes you'll see me use a little dry eraser too. I'm testing out different things and I'll let you know. But man, that Debby Tool, wow. It really works well and it's pretty. I think it's a lady and her husband who does woodworking and he makes these. He does sell them. I'll link to them below. I ordered another one with a smaller handle because my hand is small. I'll let you know what I think. Okay, so now I've stamped that with Versamark ink and now I'm adding gold embossing powder. Once I heat set this, you have this magical bouquet. It's 1 layer, perfect for a 1-layer card. You could just add a small sentiment. but I'm going to build up the layers because that's what I do, and add some more to it. So in that stamp set for the spring blooms, there are a bunch of additional flower images, and there are coordinating dies to cut them out. I used the 2 smallest flower stamps, and I just stamped a few of those here and there inside of the bouquet, just for some added detail, but you could definitely skip it. Now it's time to die cut this into an oval. This is the largest oval die from the oval die set I showed you earlier. It is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it cuts the faux stitching on the inside edge. So I just line it up, run it through my die cut machine, and there we have a great oval shape, which is the size of a traditional card. To turn this into a card, I die cut another of that oval from white cardstock. Be sure to use heavyweight cardstock for this. About a 1/2 inch or maybe a little bit more from one end, I'm doing a score line. This will form the hinge at the top of our card. So I can just fold that and reinforce that with our bone folder. Now from the opposite end of that oval, I'm going to cut off just a teeny tiny bit. By doing this, our oval card will stand up and not want to kind of wobble over, so the person can put it on display. So here's how I put the card together. This is the piece with the flap. Above that score line that we created, I'm putting adhesive. You can use liquid or strong double-sided. You can see the flap there. And then I place the other oval on it. So that flap has adhesive on it, and that creates the hinge at the top of our card. Then you can see the little cutoff edge on the bottom there, which will allow our card to stand up nicely. So that's a very fast way to make a shaped card, and these oval dies were perfect for it. Okay, we need a sentiment on this, and I thought I'd use the alphabet dies that I liked that I showed you earlier. I wanted it to match, so I couldn't find the right color purple cardstock, so I just inked some white cardstock with the same purple ink that I used on the flowers on the card, and that way they'll match perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to die cut from this with the word hugs, because that's one of my favorite sentiments. And I'll also die cut from white cardstock 3 times and glue those all together for stacked look. And that's what I have here. Now I'm using a sticky mat to line up the word hugs. The sticky mat has a grid on it, and it allows me to line them up nice and straight and then easily add them to my card. So I just place them on the sticky mat, and then I take a piece of temporary tape, and I press it down on the letters and then peel all the letters off of the sticky mat. Now they're all attached on that piece of tape. I can put Gina K Connect liquid adhesive on the back and then pick this up and add it to our card. The nice thing about using liquid adhesive is I can wiggle it around until it's straight, until it's centered, until I'm happy with where it is. Then I just leave the tape to hold it there as it dries. Doesn't take long. Then you can peel off the tape and your letters are placed nicely. This is very helpful in getting the spacing on letters done well and also getting it centered and straight. Okay, so here is my completed card. I did add like 3 or 4 of the little stamped flower die cuts from the stamp set, and I added some Trinity Stamps gold baubles. They're the little gold looking pearls at the center of the flowers and here and there. You can see how the card fits nicely into a regular envelope. This is a Gina K sweet corn envelope. And you have plenty of room to write a sentiment on the inside. It's like a basic card, but in an oval shape. You can see the gold heat embossing, how that adds that detail, and the little dots, little gold pearls that I added here and there. So this one was really fun. So many ways you can use this. Here, I thought I'd point to the flowers that I added without my big finger in the way. That was silly. Anyways, using stencils with your stamps like this is a great way to create something very colorful. And it didn't take long to do. So I'm really glad companies are doing this. All right, there you have a fun shaped card and a look at the great new products from Waffle Flower. If you are interested in anything I showed you, they're linked below, along with the videos that show the ideas of techniques that I thought would work with the different products. At the end, I will link to 2 videos. One is another using Waffle Flower products that might inspire you, and also one on doing stitching on your cards, since we talked about that in this video. You can also head to my blog on the top right, and please give this a thumbs up if it was helpful to you. It's a way that YouTube knows to share my video more, and it's very helpful. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.